Good morning, sunshines. It is Friday morning. Good morning, good morning. I'm gonna throw my hair up. It's driving me crazy. Trying to fall out of the thing. I got my coffee this morning. Wow, yesterday was a fun day. Good morning, Amy. Yeah, you're the first to say good morning. Did you watch that live last night on DOA's channel? Yeah, I woke up, it was falling halfway out of my hair tie this morning. But I was so excited, and I am seriously just getting out of bed. But good morning, Jersey Jan. Good morning, Marquita Darby. Wow, you're up awfully early, Marquita, for British Columbia. So did you see that video from Good Morning Style Audit? I knew they were going to the meeting. In fact, I reminded DOA to ask Audit about it because she was having issues trying to remember to ask them. So I knew about the meeting, but I had to be hush hush about it. And they had to be quiet too because they didn't want um, Scientology not to go. So, and I see he took his video down, which is a bummer because I was going to play it from last night. But that was so good. Oh my gosh. I'll have to just kind of tell you what happened because, as I said, he took the video down and Henry had his video, but he had it pointed down. He didn't have it showing the people. So you just had the audio. Well, they ended up going to what's called the CPAB meeting, which is the Community and Policing. It's their together board to where the community and the police come together. And so Audit didn't stream because she knows that they're really private about it, even though it's a public meeting. And Henry had his laying on his lap, kind of like he did with the federal meeting. I don't know why he would take it down, except for the fact that he may have gotten either a strike or even though it was a public meeting, Scientology might have tried to strike his video. So he turned it private. But yeah, I know I'm pretty sure, Amy, you were in there last night because I was talking with you, but what a wild meeting. So they have different areas of the city that have different CPABs, but they knew that Audit knew that there was two Scientologists. Morning, Manna, that were on the board. And so Janet Wieland, who is a high OSA member, kind of like an ex Mike Rinder. She's that high up, was on the board. And Parker Osman, who is the head of security there, or does all the taping and everything for security, he's on the board. And he didn't show up, but Janet did. And ooh, she was when DOA came in, I guess he was filming as he came in, and the chief said, "What are you doing?" And he goes, "Well, I'm filming." And he goes, "Well, you're not." And DOA smarted off and said, "No, this is a public. I can film. Does anybody not want it?" And she was the only one, Janet, she was the only one that said, anything about it. And then he goes, well, do you have a problem with me filming? And she goes, no. And then so they kind of heckled back and forth for a second or two. So he ended up filming and streaming the whole thing. Then he figured out which one she was, and he kept pointing the camera at her, and you could tell, you could see the steam coming out of her ears. Oh my golly, that was a good meeting. And then sitting right behind her, right, Amy, was, who was it? Detective Gomez, sitting right behind her, and she kept trying to get her to come sit next to her. And Detective Gomez was the one that when Scotty went in to make a claim, she was the one that sat him down and he gave her all the information about all the swattings and all the false calls. And then she, K.A., good morning. Her face was twitching bad. Yep. She was the one that doxed him by accident, whatever. Well, I don't think it was by accident, but, and yeah, that was a great meeting. That kind of got I was laughing, laughing, laughing. And then all the cops, even afterwards, I mean, Audit had a really, really good meeting with them afterwards. She didn't stream it. Good morning, Irish Mart. And they all did. It was all pleasant. The captain was just excellent to deal with. But when Audit was leaving, she didn't get to talk to the captain because Janet was over there crying, physically crying to the captain, and she couldn't hear what they were saying. But I am sure it was, oh, these mean protesters are following me, and I'm so afraid for my life. Oh my. Uh-oh, OBS disconnected. Reconnecting. Did I lose you guys? Yep, Amy, we call that reverse safe pointing. Audit and I coined the phrase, reverse safe pointing. Here I am, yep. Yeah, my computer's being, the computer's not being funny like it was yesterday. Yeah, I think it's just internet time. It's cloudy out this morning. And I have lovely, well, it's better than regular satellite, but I have Elon Musk Starlink. Oh, thanks, Mena. So what I just had, I was excited to get up and talk about that meeting last night. That was such an awesome meeting. And the fact is that we know through those CPRA, the FOIA requests that Audit's been getting, that they have been safe pointing. KA, yep, do you say KA or Ka? I know, I'm only like an hour away from you, remember? It looks like it's gonna start raining here too. I'm over here near Lake Huron. So we all know that they are trying to continually send letters and emails and information to the police department saying that the protesters are monsters and they're horrible and they're going to hurt them and they're trying to do Religious hate? Okay, thank you. And that the protesters are going to hurt them, and they're dangerous. And that's one of the things that Scotty needs to continue to do, is to waylay that idea of him being dangerous. Because I know Nora was, when she was talking about them stepping it up with the armed guards, I mean, I would hate to have anything ever happen to any one of them. Yeah, I don't know that he knew what to expect out of this meeting. But good morning, Swedish. But I'm sure he's going to be a little bit more prepared for the next time. You know, that's doing these meetings and these online streams with John Poe, with Poe on the Go, talking about how to do a meeting, how to read the room for a meeting. And Scotty, when he was talking about it last night, he's spot on. Is you need to know what their purview is, and he understood it somewhat, but now he really knows. So the next meeting, he could even be a little more prepared for making those connections and knowing exactly what to say and who to talk to. So that was one of the best meetings I think we've seen with an outcome. Good evening, Swedish. Are you getting ready to head to the sweet dreamland for the night? And those of you on the other side of the pond, any of you going to the protest, to the rally? We got to keep all of them in our prayers today, that their rally goes awesome for that IAS rally. That no arrests, no injuries, that ears are open, eyes are open, ears to hear and eyes to see the truth. Oh, Minna, I want to come to Scotland. You know, Henry may have it, but it's audio only. Let me see if he does. Um, and BOA had it. He took it down. He must have privatized it.
Reports have been over hundreds of false police calls. The helicopter has been deployed numerous times.
Here, that's
Maybe crimes that just kind of escalate. Do you have some stuff like that, or do you have training for officers to know when everything's really okay, or do you train them in this kind of thing?
I actually worked at the mental health unit for 5 years before coming here. LAPD has a mental health intervention training, so 40-hour training for officers after the academy. That does include a great deal on isolation, on specific diagnoses, on how to intervene with specific diagnoses,
Henry has,
practice for.
He has the audio only, and it's kind of hard to hear, but if you use his audio and Scotty's video, but Scotty took it down, you could really hear it pretty well. And let me give you the link for Henry's. Dag nabbit, I wish he wouldn't have taken that down. Yep, he confronted her, and I loved his little, why are they sitting so close together? Janet and Gomez. Geez, I wonder why nobody ever called me back. That was just awesome. I don't have, well, I think I have Scotty's old cell phone number, the one that got stolen from the police. Yeah. Yep, now she's seen her in person. And yeah, I agree. There's something happened. He probably was threatened over it, so he privatized it. The other thing is Audit got more information last night from more of Janet's, oh, sorry about that. My legs just spasmed. Janet's emails to the police, and some of them are about her. So she was going to do some of her creative writing, and she's going to put up another post today about more emails, more CPRAs. Yeah, it's a bummer that she isn't, but, or that he took it down, but you have to respect it. Okay, so yesterday when I saw that Ortega article about that Randy Jackson guy, so I had texted Serge. I'm glad he did a video about it yesterday. He started at least. So I've been doing some digging, and so we found yesterday when we were really, so Janet is who she's the one that she sends all of her emails and stuff to LAPD. And when, good morning, Desert Dog, when Audit LA had seen that, her name is Janet Wieland, and she's actually one of the top OSA people. Good morning, Peter. So she is like an old Mike Rinder. She's like David Miscavige's right-hand lady, right-hand man, whatever you want to call it. And she happens to be the board member for the CPAB, the Community and Policing Board. Did they give you a private tour? Style, are you doing the McFibber stuff? I have been in the White House. Actually, I haven't been in the White House. I tried to get in the White House, but I was given an award at in DC way back when. Good morning, hippie chick. Yeah, I know. I can't wait to see the new one. Amy, what who gave Janet the award? Which president? Yeah, I've had oh, how fun. Oh, cool. But Amy, who gave Janet the award? So when right after I started, yeah, that's what mine says too. So I think it was taken down. But usually I get that message if somebody privates too. So I don't know. It's just interesting that it was, but yeah, definitely, definitely things are going to a whole nother level. Trump did. Hmm. And we won't all talk politics or whatever because, you know, I I have my beliefs and that's what I believe. And you can have your beliefs and that's what you believe, but it's just the facts. So if Trump did it, hmm. I know that Dugan chick is one of his biggest supporters, monetarily wise. Good morning, B. Janet is on LinkedIn. I know I found that Karen Dale. Yep, and the Cardones, yeah. Yeah, me too. That's what I always say too. What always cracks me up in audit, and I joke about this all the time, is that people, because I happen to use a wheelchair, people dismiss me, and I'm okay, whatever. I don't really care. You can go ahead and dismiss me, but I'm gonna be your worst nightmare. They underestimate what what this brain can do. And hey, I'm not saying I'm any more brainier than any of the rest of you. Okay, so thanks, Amy. Reverend, roll your eyes. Janet Whelan, Southern California Director of the Churches of Scientology, Disaster Response, was honored this fall at the White House along with other members of the Los Angeles County Interfaith Clergy Coalition. Ugh, for their work to promote disaster preparedness and ensure the safety of the entire community. Thanks, hippie. You believe me, I use it to my advantage. It doesn't bother me at all. You can get in under the radar for plenty of things. Amy, could you send me the link for that? Maybe I can just Google it. I won't bother you. I'll just Google it. See, let's take some key points out of that. The Interfaith Clergy Coalition. Yeah, I always laugh because every once in a while I have to do I'm paralyzed from here down, not here up, right? And I've used that a couple of times. Yeah, Amy, I'm definitely going to jump on that. So that she must sit on the Interfaith Coalition. How, Amy, okay, so let's find out who's on that Interfaith Coalition, because that sounds like it's a national board or a national coalition. Let's see if we can reverse safe point that. In fact, I'm going to write that down, and I'm going to forewarn you guys. Yesterday, when we were looking at Interfaith Coalition Award for Janet 2017, I do have some Republican ins that I may be able to get into that. So yesterday, right? Well, I think that was Jennifer that was handing out leaflets. Okay, back to my story. Yesterday, when we were looking through that Ortega on the new lawsuit that's against Delphi, so that law firm, I looked up the law firm and they specialize in SA cases for coaches, schools, entertainment industry. Woohoo! Woohoo! That just rang off the bells, the whole bit, right? And so I called and I said, I have information that I would like to at least put in because Delphi, like we were learning and we know, is Scientology. And I think this law firm, I don't know if they know it or not, but they jumped down a huge rabbit hole. And I thought I would send them the white paper and talk with the person, maybe if I could be a middleman or at least give information about where they may end up with this. And I have an interview with the law firm at 10 this morning my time. So I'll have to cut out probably in a few so that way I can get ready for it. Good morning, Minnie. Ooh, that's right. You are going to be doing your protest today. Go, Minnie. Go, Minnie. It's your birthday. Go, Minnie. It was my birthday yesterday, and it was fun. I had a wonderful birthday. But all the strength you need today, Minnie. All the strength. You have all of us behind you supporting you. Don't get nervous. Don't get scared. You got all the protection of all of us. Receiving the award alongside Reverend Whelan was Leslie Luke, Deputy Director of Los Angeles County Emergency Management, Bishop Juan Carlos Mendez of Churches in Action, are you on the LexisNexis? Yep, Minnie, we're all behind you, and you're going to stream, right? I mean, you don't have to stream, but it would be a fun stream to watch. Good, I'm glad. Hate to have missed you on the stream, but I'm glad you got some sleep. That's okay, Amy. That's all right. I'll Google it and I'll look for it. That is just excellent, excellent. So yeah, she's Karen Dale, the chick that runs Delphi, is an OT8. Yeah, and except for that interview I have with the legal team, after that I'll be just kind of hanging out. So if you need me to jump onto your live stream, maybe for some support or whatever, I'd be more than happy to. At least to be some eyes for you. And your brother's going too, right, Minnie? Okay, you stay safe. You go get ready. Go do your fluff and buff. Yep, his dad works there. Yes, he does. Good morning, Lakshmi. Cool. Good. You guys stay safe, and if you want, tag me and I'll jump on your live, even if it's playing in the background while I'm doing stuff. And I won't be the only one. I'm sure everybody else will be jumping on for you too, so that way you know you have people in the background. It's always nice to know. That's right. Well, I knew Liz Gale went to a school, but I didn't know it was Delphi. Yeah, and that's where her brother ended up losing his faculties, and then he ended up, I mean, he did end up graduating, and nah, things kind of drop into my lap sometimes, Minna. Um, and I know I've said this before, I'm not going to be afraid of my faith, but I do a prayer every morning that ears are open and eyes are open, and that we get the right words to the right people, because at some point somebody's going to hear this and it's going to affect them enough that heads are going to roll. And I don't mean that literally. I would never be violent. But eyes to see and ears to hear, and that the right person gets it, and this just takes off. We need justice for our Serge and Lara and Serge and Liz and Nora and Dylan and Amber, Marissa. It's not under wraps. It is the law firm that is taking on the Delphi. Let me. What is their name? It is. It was from the article yesterday, and it is Siri, Boscovich, and Allard. And their specialty, Sari, Boscovich, and Allard, and they specialize in sexual misconduct cases. And in this article, they hadn't talked about it, but in the one he read, the one Serge was reading yesterday, they were saying that if you had information that they were taking, that they would love for people to call. And so here's their number. And cases we handle: abuse of adults with developmental disabilities, childhood sexual abuse, coach sexual abuse, foster care abuse, private school sexual abuse, public school rape, school bullying. sexual abuse in sports, summer camp abuse, university sexual assault, youth group, elder nursing home sexual abuse. So a lot of SA, entertainment music industry, and some of it's kind of specific. Dentist and doctor sexual misconduct. Good morning, the Holy Rogue. Exactly, but what I thought would be kind of cool, well, since they jumped down a huge rabbit hole, but since they did, it would be kind of cool is for them to know a civil rights and to maybe do a civil claim against Scientology in general, not just Delphi. It was, Does It Matter? Does It Matter went to Delphi. So, yeah, Does It Matter is Rip Guy, and he went to Delphi. And he also was involved with the Narconon. Yeah. And I'm surprised he isn't popping in yet this morning. So, besides the relationship with Delphi to Scientology, that is basically one and the same, and that I do want to talk, I want to give them, I want to name drop. I know Serge is planning on calling them. I want to talk about the tentacles between the two, and probably the Valerie Haney case, and then also the Paris case. There's a couple of cases that I want to talk to them about. He does. The thing is that Serge is not a quote unquote victim in the LA area because all of his was in Florida, but he knows enough of the connections between the two, between Delphi and Scientology, and he knows all the players. So he's going to be an excellent person. But I think Does It Matter and Dylan may be good people to call and talk to them. You know, the case is because that Karen Dale, yeah, that's the list. Yep. That was definitely on my list, is the list. Because they have potentially, you know, maybe not with SA because not everybody was SA'd, but if you look at the exploitation part of it, like how they get bull baited and everything, probably every single person on that list would be potential people. But I know some people that I've talked to that that are on my list and that are on my claims that want to stay as Jane Does or John Does because they don't want to lose connection with people that are still in. And I completely understand that. Yep. So the audits, ethics handling, and courses. Yep. Especially um, Phil Gale, Philip Gale. Yep. 10 o'clock our time in another hour. Yep, it was quick. They called me back and said, um, how about what time tomorrow? And I said, anytime in the morning. And they said, 10 o'clock. I said, okay. Yep, I'm certainly not going to be any pivotal, but I'm going to name names and I'm going to start the ball rolling. And because if nothing else, what's one of my favorite sayings? It's amazing what can be accomplished if you don't worry about who gets the credit. Is that if I have this information and I think, oh, everybody else is going to do something, I'll just sit back and watch. Maybe I had the one piece that could bring something together, or maybe I had something that they could start unraveling and get it going and do something better. So every little bit helps, 100%. Every little bit helps. Yeah, that's a great idea. Dorothy, Dorothy White, Dorothy Gibbons White. I'm gonna write her name down. I'm hoping, I'm, I'm just really going, oh, I hope they know what they've got themselves into. Yep, definitely. And I think, that one of their cases that they took on, yeah, let me show you. One of the cases they took on was, I think it was in here. So $102 million. What was it? Go back. No. It's scrolling and I wanted to go there. Here it is. Young women's lives were shattered by sexual abuse. Jury agrees and awards them $102.5 million. One of the largest civil jury verdicts in Santa Clara County, the Union School District in San Jose has been ordered to pay $102 million to two young women. And it's not the money, you guys. It's getting so. But if this Delphi thing can bring in 100% Scientology, this could be huge. Thank you, Sharon Mack. Yeah, I mean, and I looked up, I don't think any of them are Scientologists, or else they would never let this case go because of the connection. Yeah, style audit, I did that too. So I have the money tree. Definitely a nail in their coffin, in the coffin, Dodgers coffin. Yep, this could be huge. I am so hoping it doesn't get quashed and silenced. But this could be something huge for this firm. And it all just really depends on what their risk level is. But if they won't or can't, with what they do, yep, lawyers like to get paid. But it also brings their PR, and it brings the media to what they're doing, right? Definitely Swedish. Yeah, the judge can continue. But it's like with the anti-slaps. Good morning, me and Taz. It has to be done within a certain amount of time. And good morning, GM Flower. Yeah, it was my birthday present. Yeah, it was. Definitely so. So yeah, there's just so much. And I'm gonna pass all that. I'm gonna find that article and give it to Serge. Yeah, we don't want anything to settle, especially if it has as an NDA. Nope, we don't want nothing to settle. And how does an amicus work? So us as a group, non-group, could we file an amicus to their civil case? Oh, okay, there's some thoughts saying that we're not party to that lawsuit, but we want to be considered. And I think that's what amicus means, that you're kind of like you're filing in support of. I don't know enough about all of that. Audit would know. She's the paralegal, and I'm definitely not going to wake her up. It's only 6 o'clock her time. Okay. Yeah, oh man, I am so sorry. I'm sorry that you lost your cat. Pets are our hearts. Okay, thank you, Jersey Jan. Okay, anyone can file an amicus, and they call it an amicus brief, right? You lay out how this case has an effect on other cases. Hmm. I think we need to figure out how to write one of those. Man, I want to get back to that for a second because pets are our life. Lots of hugs. Um, Pros and cons, Peter. I thought that was a good idea, but um, I'm not too thrilled about the wording of it. I don't know. I have to think about that one. My first thought was ick. No, I'm not forming any type of a church. In in a religion and a church, there's, as I said, there's 15 different things that say that you're a church. So you would really have to file more than just saying that you're a church. And there's 15 legal things that you have to hit most of them. It does have potential. I as I said, my first thought was, oh, nope, not going there. But that doesn't mean that it was a wrong thing. Uh, yeah, it didn't hit me right, but that doesn't mean that it couldn't be manipulated and um, malleable. Yeah, yeah, that kind of caught me, Amy. I'm I'm not into doing a secular church. Um, but the thought of doing some type of organized um, anti thing. Yeah, an interfaith gather, an interfaith kind of a church, if you have to call it a church, but an interfaith theology, um, like a We the People or something like that. But here, I'll pull it up because there are yeah, doodletology. Yeah, as I said, it made me cringe with the way they were explaining it. Um, but that doesn't mean that that's not right. I just wouldn't give my allegiance to something like that. Um, Even if it was kind of like an in name only thing. I don't know. I have to I have to I have to pray about that. I have to think about that. And honestly, if it's something that should be done or would be right to do, you know, it'll come to me. It'll be spoken into me. Peter, what do you think? Because it certainly isn't all about Mona here. Peter, what do you think? I respect your opinion and I respect your thoughts. Yeah, with my yeah, okay, so a lot of us got the same "Ugh," butt puckering cringe. Bye style, thank you for stopping in. And I hope everything goes wonderful on your scans and your MRI. Prayers for today. It will be tied to Scientology admin and ethics policy that Delphi has to use to be standard. It, right, Amy? I mean, we all have different religions, or people that are atheists. I guess that's a religion also. So yeah, it's not. I'm not anti-religion. Sometimes I'm anti-organized religion. Yeah, Swedish, and that's fine. I mean, as I said, exactly, Peter. I'm not anti-religious about uh, you. We all have beliefs about something, and that's cool. I'm okay with that. Um, but I'm not a bigot whatsoever. But I am against the abuses, 100%. Eaglewood, it's okay that you're an atheist. It's all right. I'm. It's like, okay, I have plenty of people that are gay, lesbian, trans, and but I'm not. So I don't dislike you or I'm not a bigot because of who you are. So as long as you're not a bigot and against me because of who I am, we're all good. It's all good. You're right, Amy. It is. Your religion is a culture and an ethnicity. You are of God's chosen people. It's true, but Jim, you had to have a measuring stick of some sort. And here, let me show you. I was going to pull it up. There are 15. Um, let me find it. File open. This PC. Why, oh, why, oh, why? Browse. Documents. Maybe I put it in. I'm not trying to do dead space here. OIG. Nope, that's not it. It probably would be much easier for me just to Google it. The IRS laws. The definition of a church. Okay, so here are, they have to have a distinct legal existence, recognized creed and form of worship, a definite and distinct ecclesiastical government, formal code of doctrine and discipline, distinct religious history, membership not associated with any other church or denomination, an organization of ordained ministers. See, this is where Scientology has mutated and manipulated their verbiage in order to become a church. Ordained ministers selected after completing prescribed courses of study, literature of its own, established places of worship, regular congregations, regular religious services, Sunday schools for the religious instruction of the young, and schools for the preparation of its members. Now, this is a general, uses this combination. Now, it doesn't have to be every single one. It has to be a most of. Right. So GM Flowers, see those distinctions? That is what the IRS says a religion is. And if you meet those standards, most of those standards, then you are considered a religion. So that would be a lot of stuff that would have to be taken up in order for us to form a religion. Yep, I'm going to get going here too because I need to get ready. I need to get fluffed and buffed before my meeting, and I want to peek in on Emily's this morning. So, okay, I gave you guys lots to chew on this morning. And right, Sunday school for the youth, and I'm sure it was written with a Christian slant, but I'm pretty sure that meant like Sunday school as a term. I'm going to fluff and buff you guys. Good morning, good morning, good morning, and have a beautiful sunshiny day. Okay, bye.